Hi everyone, my name's Declan Carey. I'm one of the local democracy reporters based in Greater Manchester. Here I'm in the Strangeways area near Manchester City Centre, and we're here to visit the former Boddingtons Brewery site where there were plans to build hundreds of new homes at the site. It means a lot to Manx this. Boddingtons was such an iconic part of the city and the old brewery that stood here. Bit of trivia, but my granddad from Moss Side actually worked here for decades as well, delivering some of the beers. So it's a big part of the city. We're going to hear today from Council Leader Bev Craig and Greater Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham just about how important these homes are and how it's going to look in the future. It means a lot to Manchester, this place. How does it feel?
It means a lot to me. I drank a lot of Boddingtons back in the day. I used to love it. I'd seek out a Boddingtons pub anywhere. I was gutted when they ripped the brewery out of this city. Genuinely gutted. So all these years later, to see this development coming back, well, it needed to be a special development, and it is, because it's the first social rent homes in the city centre for 40 years. So on a sacred site, in many ways, Manchester City Council are working with Clarion to bring back a development that will remember Boddingtons in its name, but also give something back to the city, and that's great news.
Final thing, but it's quite historic that you're building social homes in the city centre. Is this the way forward, you think, for city centre living?
This is the biggest symbol yet of our new approach to housing. Ourselves, the City Council, all of us working together, Greater Manchester as a housing first city region, not leaving it as a market and homes that people can't afford, but actually giving all of our residents the ability to live in truly affordable homes in all parts of Greater Manchester, and not just saying, the city centre just becomes gentrified and no one can afford to live there. That's not the approach. I'm really pleased to see the new approach to housing coming through, and this is a landmark development.
So we're with Manchester City Council Leader Bev Craig at the former Boddingtons Brewery. This place is a special place in the city, isn't it?
Oh, it's iconic, isn't it? I think anyone with a connection to Manchester over the years knows the role that Boddingtons have played. I think what we're doing here, taking a site that's derelict for too long and transforming it into new housing, but crucially, the first social housing in Manchester city centre in over 40 years, is a real sign of intent. A plan that we've got for Manchester residents to have the good quality affordable homes that they deserve, and that includes the city centre. So it's brilliant to be on site.
I think this about city centre living, there's always been that thinking that it might not be quite for everyone, it might be a bit more pricey than other areas, but are you trying to change that and make it so that all Mancunians, if they want to live in the city centre, it's a place for them?
Yeah, massively. And look, I think we look at the statistics at the minute of who actually lives in the city centre. There are more baristas than there are barristers that live in the city centre. But we know, when we look at the press coverage, when we hear what residents are telling us, that there is an affordability challenge in the city centre, and who's the city centre for? So what we've tried to do with this scheme is show that actually this is what the future looks like. Mixed-use schemes that everybody can afford. And so this scheme on Boddingtons Brewery will have over 60% of the homes to be genuinely affordable homes, and that includes social rent. So I'd also add though that this is part of what we've been doing right across the city. We've got an ambitious plan that we're actually delivering on. Last year Manchester built more council and social housing than at any point that we've done over the last decade and a half. That shows that we're delivering on our plans to build over 10,000 of those social and council affordable homes across the city. And the Boddingtons Brewery site, Brewery Gardens, is just a great example of what we can do when we work in partnership.
Opportunity here from Clarion Housing Group. Obviously a huge development here, which you said is a historic one really. How does it feel to start work?
So it's fantastic we start work here today on the Boddingtons project. It's been a long time in the making, but we're now on site building over 500 homes, 60% affordable in the city centre of Manchester, and that's come together from real collaboration between the city, working with the Combined Authority, and a wonderful design team, and our contractor partner Graham Construction here.
What sort of houses are these going to be like? Can you take me through the description of this new community?
Yeah. So this is a real proper mixed tenure community. We're building around about 130 social rent homes. So that's real homes that meets housing needs in the city, and that'll get people off the housing waiting list. We're building around about 180 shared ownership homes. So that's part buy, part rent. That's a real opportunity to get on the housing ladder. We know how difficult that is for young people now. and our average age of a shared owner is about 28, so we're getting key workers, doctors, nurses, young professionals in the city centre aboard our Islington Wharf scheme, which has been incredibly successful, and now we'll bring this opportunity to Boddingtons as well. And then finally we're doing about 200 private sales units here as well, which are going to be very focused on the local market, so we actually make an opportunity for local people to actually be able to afford to buy a new home here.
And obviously the name Brewery Gardens is in reference to the iconic brewery that did stand here. I mean, are there going to be any sort of references, in the development to the former, the former site?
Yeah, I think we'll keep a few of the secrets to ourselves for the time being, but I'm sure you'll see this come out over the next few months and years type thing. But yeah, we're really recognising the historic site this is. I was a big fan of Boddington's beer anyway myself, and to be building on this iconic site is quite a privilege, and we're definitely going to make sure the history of the site comes through in the project that we're developing both internally and externally.
Look, I think the beautiful thing about Manchester is that we're proud of our heritage, we're proud of the things in the past, but we're always looking forward. And I think that's what we're trying to do with this site. We don't want to just say, actually, we've moved on. We want to celebrate it, and that's why it's called Brewery Gardens. But Manchester's future is really exciting, and I think schemes like this just show what we can do when we work together.